Prince Pew, would you please start the record?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. This is State of Indiana versus Prince Pew. The cause number is 64D012305, ISO F54448. Defendant is present in court in person by video conferencing, is here with counsel, Mr. Steve Provost, State of Indiana by Gary German.
I think it's an F6, though. That's just a typo. It's definitely 2305 F64448. Morning, Mr. Pew. Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Provost?
Your Honor, I don't have anything new to report to the court. I haven't been able to see Mr. Pew since he was rearrested on this matter. However, I have reviewed the pleadings that Mr. Pew has filed, and I guess I'm looking to get some clarification from the court and Mr. Pew as to my office's involvement in this matter, Your Honor. From what I've read, it appears Mr. Pew is desirous of representing himself in this matter and has filed his own pleadings in accordance with that desire. But I want to be clear if, in fact, that is what he wants, and if my office should be withdrawing from this case.
Well, what happened was I entered an order striking some pleadings back in November. There were some more pleadings that were filed. I struck those in last week. And then there were some more pleadings filed, and I have a motion, or an order rather, that strikes those. But while it was in the work queue, some more motions came in. So I needed to work on the order to strike the additional pleadings that came in. We don't allow for hybrid representation in this court, Mr. Pew. So I've appointed counsel for you, and you need to file anything that would come to the court has to come through counsel. You can't file things on your own, sir. You understand that?
No, I do not understand that.
Okay, well, that's how it is. So anything you need to file has to come from your lawyer. And if it doesn't come from your lawyer, I will strike it from the record because we don't allow what we call hybrid representation. Okay.
I object.
Okay, we'll note your objection for the record, sir.
Your Honor, do we need to have any discussion with Mr. Pew on whether he wants to proceed pro se?
I don't have a motion from him to proceed on his own and without counsel.
May I ask, I understand you're not going to address it today, Your Honor, but just so I'm clear.
I mean, he hasn't filed that motion.
Yes, I filed a motion for a special appearance.
Yeah, that's meaningless to me, sir. And I struck that from the record, so it's of no moment.
Indeed, I object.
Noted. So I'm just going to set you over, Mr. Pribble. Is that what you need?
Yes,
Some more time?
Yes.
My Honor, are you aware that the respondent is a national citizen to the United States of American Republic, which is a sovereign government that has its own jurisdiction? Is the court aware of that?
Mr. Pew, I'm going to set your case over for June the 12th at 8:30, and we'll see you back here then.
I object.
So, sir, are you going to tell me what your name is?
I was illegally arrested. I'm not sure that you're a judge. I'm not sure that this is a prison. It seemed a lot like an abduction. So I haven't been able to talk to an attorney. I was not read my rights. Lots of things went wrong that were not according to procedure. I don't think that this is a real trial.
Miss Lamari has not. Miss Lamari has not ever previously met with him either. Is that right?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. It does appear she's appointed on the other matters or matter.
Yes, I see that. All right, and I'm going to just for a second review that other matter, because this is a warrant return. All right. The other case looks like it kind of had a similar path. All right. So, Ms. Pinkston, is the city alleging that this is Harmana Singh Chopra.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Chopra, you have been charged by the city of Olympia the crimes of criminal trespass and making a false statement to a public servant. The city of Olympia alleges that those crimes occurred on April 25th of 2026. You've been charged with these crimes. If you're convicted, you could receive a fine or a jail sentence. You have important legal rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you're not able to afford an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you at no cost. You have the right to a public and speedy trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have occurred. You have the right to hear and question any witnesses called by the prosecution. You have the right to call your own witnesses. The court will compel the attendance of your witness. Cannot be found guilty unless the prosecution proves every element of the crimes charged beyond a reasonable doubt at trial, or unless you enter a plea of guilty. You have the right to remain silent. You are not required to testify against yourself. You have the right to testify if you choose to do so. If you're convicted at trial, you have the right to appeal your conviction to the Thurston County Superior Court. If you plead guilty, you give up those rights. All right, Mr. Chopra, are you prepared to enter a plea to the charges of criminal trespass and making a false statement to a public servant? All right, I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf to both charges. And Ms. Pinkston, what is the city's recommendation on bail or release conditions?
The city has concerns about his likelihood to continue to reoffend. Looking at the criminal history on his DCH, he has the three charges. There are three cases just stemming from the end of 2025 until now. So in the past 5 months, he has taken on, it looks like, 3 new cases. We did run an NCIC, and that is showing a burg out of Seattle in 2024, but it lists the disposition as not received. And so I'm not sure why that wouldn't show up on the DCH. It looks like the names and everything match, but that is the only other thing that he has on his criminal history. My concern, though, is just the ongoing behavior. So I am asking for a bail. I'm just going to be asking for $1,000. I would also ask that he commit no new law violations, and then also to not return to the Hampton Inn, which is at 4301 Martin Way East.
All right, and Mr. Sneva, do you have any recommendations on
I just asked to be released. He doesn't have much of any criminal history, and I do understand. I'm not sure how the court's viewing his behavior today, but he just doesn't have much history at all. And I don't know if we're gonna having him stay in jail is going to help much of what the issue is today. So I would ask that he be released and given a court date to return, and hopefully we can handle this matter through the normal course. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think at this stage, I would ask the court still kind of posture the case that way. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to appoint Ms. Lamari on this newest case and set bail in the current case, the 344 case, at $500. Conditions of release are don't violate the law, don't have any contact with the Hampton Inn. I'm setting bail because he's been on pretrial release from a December incident of trespass, and then he was arrested again in January, charged with trespass. He failed to appear for his court hearings for that, and now he's back in custody with another charge of trespass. So there's every reason to believe he won't appear for court.
I'm going to repeat that that's not my name, and that you may be seeing the wrong person.
We're going to get Miss Lamari in there and have a conversation and see if we can sort out any of these issues. So let's have a pretrial within the next couple of weeks. All right, so we'll do this next week on May 7th at 1:30. That'll be for both cases. And then I want to, I don't want this to be a situation where nobody talks to him until the day of his hearing, and then we're in the exact same position. I want the attorney to actually meet with him.
Your Honor, when was the court date?
It's next week, next Thursday, May 7th.
I'll be calling Ms. Lamari as soon as we get out of court.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll see everybody again next week on this case.
Thank you.